My name is Chloe Marie Santos. I'm 15 years old, and on October 22nd, 2024, I died for 5 minutes after my heart suddenly stopped, what the doctors called a sudden cardiac arrest. It happened in my bedroom while I was getting ready for school. I was a junior at Lincoln High School in Sacramento. I lived with my mom, who worked 2 jobs just to keep us going after my dad walked out when I was 12. I wasn't popular, but I had a few close friends who meant the world to me. Most of my time went into studying because I dreamed of getting into a good college and making my mom proud. I believed in God and sometimes went to youth group, but to be honest, I was way more focused on my SAT scores than anything spiritual. I was just a regular teenager, trying to figure out who I was meant to be. Then suddenly, I found myself looking down at my own body from the ceiling. My mom was shaking me, screaming, and crying on the phone with 911, so upset she could barely speak. I wanted to tell her I was okay, but I couldn't. I was there, but not really there. I watched her try CPR like they show on TV, but it wasn't working. I felt heartbroken for her. She looked so terrified and all alone. Then everything around me started to fade, like the lights on a stage slowly dimming. But I wasn't. I was scared, until I felt this incredible peace wash over me. It was like being a little kid again, wrapped in a warm blanket by your mom after a bath. When everything stopped fading, I realized I was standing in a place unlike anywhere I'd ever seen. The ground felt soft, almost like grass, but it glowed with a gentle white light. There were no buildings, no trees, just this endless, beautiful space that felt completely safe and perfect. That's when I felt him, before I even saw him. It was like the air changed, the way you just know someone's in the room, even with your eyes closed. But this feeling was way stronger than that. It was love, but not the kind of love I'd ever known. This love was so powerful, it made me want to laugh, cry, and drop to my knees all at once. And then he spoke. I still can't explain what his voice sounded like. It wasn't loud, but somehow it filled everything. It wasn't just something I heard. It was in my bones, in my heart, in parts of me I didn't even know were there. Chloe. I turned around, and there he was, Jesus. But he didn't look like the Jesus I'd seen in stained glass windows at church or in the old pictures my grandma had. He looked young, maybe in his 20s, with dark hair and eyes so full of life they actually seemed to sparkle. His skin glowed, like light was shining from inside him. And when he smiled at me, I felt like I was the only person who had ever mattered to him. "Am I dead?" I whispered. He stepped closer, and that's when I saw his eyes were like deep water, dark, calm, but filled with what looked like tiny stars. "You're here with me now," he said, "and there are things I need you to see." He reached out his hand, and the moment I touched it, this warmth shot through my whole body. It felt like every good thing I'd ever experienced. Christmas morning, my mom's hugs, summer vacation, getting an A on a test I'd worked so hard for, all at the same time. Suddenly, we weren't in that glowing space anymore. We were somewhere completely different. We stood on what looked like a hill, but I could see the whole world laid out below us like a living map. There were cities, oceans, and mountains, and everything glowed softly, like it was alive. "The time is coming," Jesus said, and his voice became more serious, "when I will allow darkness to cover the earth for 3 days. But first, I will give my children 3 signs to help them get ready." As he spoke, the world beneath us started to shift, like I was watching a movie play out in real time. "The first sign," he said, "will be a sound." Suddenly, I heard it. It was the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard, but also the most powerful. It was like music, but deeper, like the earth itself was singing. The sound didn't come from one place. It came from everywhere all at once. The sky, the ground, the air all around us. "This sound," Jesus explained, "will be heard by every person on earth. It will last for exactly 7 minutes. And when my people hear it, something deep inside them will awaken. They'll feel the urgency to prepare, not just their homes, but their souls." I saw people all around the world stop whatever they were doing. Some dropped to their knees right where they stood. Others looked up at the sky in awe, full of wonder. But not everyone responded the same. Some were afraid. covering their ears, running from the sound instead of listening to it. "What are they supposed to prepare for?" I asked. Jesus looked at me with a tenderness that made my heart ache. "They need to forgive, Chloe," he said. "The sound will stir up old hurts and make them feel fresh again, like open wounds. Broken relationships will ache like never before. That's my spirit calling them to make peace before the darkness comes." I saw families finally having conversations they'd avoided for years. I saw people making phone calls, writing letters, even showing up at doors they had promised themselves they'd never walk through again. But not everyone listened. Some ignored the feeling. They stayed angry and bitter, even though their hearts were clearly breaking. "The second sign," Jesus continued, "will be the lights." The scene shifted again. Now I was staring at the night sky, but it wasn't like any night I'd ever seen. Colors danced across the sky. Deep purples, shining golds, glowing silvery whites, all moving gently like curtains blowing in the wind. "These lights," Jesus said, "will appear for 3 nights in a row. Everyone on earth will be able to see them. And when my people see the lights, they'll know the time is very close. They will gather in their homes, and they will spend those 3 nights in prayer and preparation." I watched people step outside their homes and look up at the sky. Children pointed with wide eyes, full of wonder. Some adults looked frightened, unsure of what was happening. But others, the ones who had listened to the sound, were focused. They were filling containers with water, gathering candles, calling loved ones to come home. "And the third sign?" I asked, though a part of me wasn't sure I wanted the answer. Jesus turned and looked right at me, and what I saw in his eyes made my chest tighten. There was sadness there, but also hope. "The third sign will be the silence." Suddenly, everything around us went completely still. Not just quiet, silent in a way that felt beyond this world. Even the air felt like it had stopped moving. "For 1 full hour," he said, "every machine made by human hands will stop. Cars won't start. Phones will go dark. Even electricity will pause. Only the sounds I created, wind, water, birds, will remain." And I saw it happen. Whole cities fell into silence. People stepped out of buildings looking around, confused, afraid. Traffic lights went dark. Cell phone screens went black. But in that silence, something beautiful began. People started talking to each other, really talking. Neighbors who hadn't spoken in years suddenly found themselves having real conversations. Families were coming together, really together, without any distractions. "When the silence ends," Jesus said, "my people will have exactly 24 hours before the 3 days of darkness begin." "Why darkness?" I asked, and my voice came out softer than I meant it to. Jesus knelt down so we were face to face. "Because the world has forgotten how to be still with me. They fill every moment with noise, with lights, with endless distractions. They worship their devices more than they worship me. So for 3 days I will take away everything that pulls them away from what truly matters." He showed me what it would look like, darkness so deep and complete, the only light would come from candles or fire, no electricity, no internet, no TV, no phones, just families, sitting together, talking, praying, remembering what it means to be human. "Those who have prepared their hearts won't be afraid," Jesus said. "They'll use this time to draw closer to me and to each other. They'll realize they don't need all the things they once thought they couldn't live without." But then I saw the other side. People who hadn't prepared, who ignored all 3 signs. They were panicking. Some tried to break into stores. Others were fighting over the little they had left. The darkness that was meant to bring peace had become a nightmare for those who never learned how to be still. "Lord," I said, as tears started to fall, "why are you showing me this? I'm just a kid. No one's going to believe me." Jesus gently reached out and wiped the tears from my cheeks. "Chloe," he said, "do you think I chose you by accident? You have something many adults have lost. You still believe in what can't be seen. Your heart is still soft enough to hear my voice." Then he showed me something that broke me inside. I saw my mom, sitting beside my hospital bed, holding my hand. Machines were beeping all around me. but the numbers on the screens didn't look good. A doctor stood next to her, speaking softly, and from the look on his face, I knew he was telling her to prepare for the worst. "I don't want to go back," I said, and I meant it with every part of me. Being with Jesus felt like finally coming home, to a place I'd been missing my whole life without even realizing it. "Please," I whispered, "can I just stay here?" Jesus stood up and wrapped me in the warmest, safest hug I'd ever felt. "I know you're tired, little one," he said gently. "I know the world can be hard, especially for someone your age, but your mom needs you, and I need you to tell people what you've seen." "But what if they don't believe me? What if they think I made it all up?" He held me even tighter. "Some will believe, some won't. But that's not your job to worry about. Your job is just to plant the seed. I'll take care of making it grow." I looked back toward Earth and saw my mom still crying over my body, still holding my hand. "Will I see you again?" I asked. "Every time you pray, I'm there," he said. "Every time you choose kindness instead of anger, every time you forgive instead of holding on to hurt, every time you help someone who's struggling, I'm right there with you. And when your real time comes, many years from now, I'll be waiting." He kissed the top of my head, and I felt so much love I thought I might disappear into it. "Now go," he whispered. "Tell them what you've seen, help them prepare their hearts. And Chloe, don't be afraid. I'm in control of everything that's coming." The next thing I knew, I was being pulled away from him, and I fought it with everything in me. I didn't want to leave. That love, that peace, that perfect feeling of being completely known and completely safe. But then I heard my mom's voice, faint at first, but slowly getting closer. "Please, baby. Please come back to me. I can't do this without you." I gasped so hard it felt like my chest might break. The hospital lights were so bright I had to shut my eyes tight. Machines were beeping and humming all around me. A doctor leaned over me, his face frozen in shock. "That's impossible," he whispered to a nurse. "She was flatlined for 37 minutes. There should be brain damage. There should be..." He trailed off. "This doesn't make sense." My mom grabbed my hand, crying so hard she was shaking. "Oh, Chloe. Oh, baby. I thought I lost you forever." I tried to speak, but my throat was so dry it burned. Finally, I managed to whisper, "Mom, I saw him. I saw Jesus." She just held me and cried. The doctors kept me in the hospital for a week, running test after test. They couldn't explain what had happened. My heart was completely fine. My brain scans were normal. They called it a miracle, but I knew exactly what it was. It was Jesus, giving me a second chance and giving me a mission. When I finally told my mom everything I had seen, she just listened without saying a word. When I finished, she sat quietly for a long time. Then she said, "Honey, I've been feeling something lately, like I need to start preparing for something, but I didn't know what. Now, I think I do." That was 6 months ago. Since then, I've been sharing my story with anyone who will listen. Some kids at school think I'm weird now. Some adults get uncomfortable, like I'm trying to scare them. But others listen with tears in their eyes, because they feel it too. They feel something is coming. I've changed a lot since it happened. The things that used to stress me out, grades, popularity, college, don't seem so important anymore. I spend more time with my mom. I'm kinder to the kids at school who don't have friends. I pray every day, not because I have to, but because I want to talk to Jesus again. I keep thinking about those 3 signs: the sound that will last 7 minutes, the lights in the sky for 3 nights, and the silence for 1 hour. I don't know when it will happen, but I know it will. And when it does, I want to be ready. I want everyone to be ready. If you're listening to this, please don't just think I'm some emotional teenager making up stories. I know how it sounds, but I also know what I lived through. I held Jesus' hand. I felt his love. I saw what's coming. The 3 days of darkness aren't meant to punish us. They're meant to save us, to help us remember what really matters, to bring us back to God after we've let the world distract us. You can start preparing now, and I don't just mean buying candles and storing food, though that matters too. I mean preparing your heart. Forgive the people who hurt you, even if they don't say sorry. Tell your family you love them, even if it feels weird. Pray. Even if you don't know what to say, just talk to him. He's not waiting for perfect words. He's waiting for your heart. Speak honestly. Cry if you have to. Whisper if that's all you can manage. He hears everything. Read the Bible, even if it's your first time opening it. Even if you don't understand all the words. Start somewhere. Anywhere. Because those pages aren't just stories. They're life. They're truth. They're breath to your soul. And every word leads you closer to the one who has never stopped loving you. And when you hear that sound, that beautiful, powerful sound from heaven, don't be afraid. Don't run. Don't hide. That sound isn't a warning of destruction. It's an invitation, a call, a cry from the heart of Jesus saying, "My child, come home, because I need you to hear this. I died." For 7 minutes, my heart stopped, and during those 7 minutes, I saw things I can't unsee. I felt peace so deep it healed parts of me I didn't know were broken. I stood in a place that words can't describe, and I met the one who created me, the one who created you. His name is Jesus. He's more real than anything you've ever known, and his love, it's beyond anything this world can offer. It's not soft or weak or religious, it's fierce, it's consuming, it's personal. He loves you so much that he's giving us all a warning, not to scare us, but to save us, to wake us up, to shake us free from all the noise, the distractions, the lies, the fake comforts we chase, the bitterness we hold, the time we waste. The question isn't whether you believe me. I'm just one voice, a girl who saw something most people never do. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Because the signs will come, the sound, the lights, the silence, and after that, the 3 days of darkness. And when they do, if your heart isn't ready, it may be too late to get it ready. But right now, right here, you still have time. You still have the choice to forgive, to pray, to make peace, to come back to your Creator, to fall on your knees and say, "God, I don't have it all together, but I want you." You can choose to let go of pride, let go of grudges, let go of fear. You can choose love over anger, mercy over judgment, hope over despair. You can choose to prepare, not just your home, but your heart. Not just your supplies, but your soul. Because I've seen what's coming, and more importantly, I've seen him. I've seen Jesus. I've held his hand. I've heard his voice call my name, and I never wanted to leave, but he sent me back for you. So please don't wait. Don't wait until the skies change and the power fades and the silence falls. Don't wait until fear drives the world into chaos. Don't wait until it's too late to say the things you need to say or do the things you were called to do. You are being invited right now, right here. Come back to him. Come back to the one who's been loving you in every heartbeat, every sunrise, every tear, every breath. He's not far away. He's right here, waiting. He's not angry. He's not disappointed. He's ready to welcome you home, no matter where you've been or what you've done. So choose him. Choose life. Choose love. Choose now, because the world is changing and heaven is calling, and I don't want you to miss it.